Hi gang, thanks so much for joining this beginner yoga series. So basically what we're going to do today is just break down some of those yoga moves and poses that you see all the time in your yoga flow class. And it's just going to make those classes a little bit more accessible for you so you know what your body's supposed to be doing. Alright, so we're going to start in our strong mountain pose. So just start with placing your feet hip distance apart. So you want to make sure that the sides of two fists can fit between your feet. So that means your hips are not, or your feet are not out wide because your hips are not that wide, but also your feet aren't like touching. They're just evenly distant and in line with your hips. And then we're going to ground down through the feet. So press all four corners of your feet equally down into the mat and then stand up tall from there. So it's almost like you're lifting your shin and your thighs up towards the ceiling. Yeah. Roll the shoulders up to your ears and then down the back and lift the chest slightly. Now, we're not going into like any kind of arching in the back when we lift the chest. We're just getting that feeling like we're standing tall and we're standing proud. All right, this is our mountain pose, but we're not quite finished yet. We want to make sure that this is an active pose for the core, because the core is what is going to help with your stability and your balance in every single pose and in every kind of movement we ever do. So you're going to kind of draw the belly button in and think, starting from your belly button, think about 4 fingertips below your belly button and then see if you can squeeze that in towards your spine a little bit. Big breath in, big breath out. This is our mountain pose. Now as we breathe in, we're still keeping that core tight. So we're not letting anything flare out here. Sometimes in yoga we do big belly breaths where you do fill up your belly as you breathe in. But right now we're keeping that core engagement. All right. This stability is going to help with our balance. We're just going to keep working on that, checking in. We're going to reach those arms up and then exhale, reach them down. Inhale, reach the arms up, and exhale, reach them down. Stay in your strong mountain pose, so it's just your arms and your breath that's moving. All right, we're gonna find a little bit more core connection. As we reach the arms up and breathe in, we're gonna lift the heels. So this is our pencil stretch. Let's go one more time. Good job. All right, leave the heels down, reach those arms up, big breath in. Exhale, you're gonna reach those arms out wide like wings and start to dive the chest forwards. You can soften your knees here around your spine, let your head hang heavy. So forward fold. Bring your hands onto your shins or your thighs as you inhale, and we'll find a halfway lift here. So lengthen the legs and lengthen the back, pressing the crown of the head forward. Your back is flat, as if you can like balance your cup of tea, your cup of coffee, your glass of wine, whatever you're drinking, it's balanced on there and it's not going to spill. Now even here we're finding that core engagement because that's going to help us find stability, that's going to help to strengthen the back. Exhale, release down, forward fold. Inhale, soften the knees. We're going to sweep the arms out wide and come all the way back up to standing. Reach those arms up. And exhale, bring them down through the heart center. Beautiful. That was our half sun salutation. We're going to do it 2 more times. Really get it. Inhale, arms are going to sweep up. Exhale, dive forwards. Release the head and the neck here. Inhale, find that halfway lift. Press your palms into your legs so that you can find a little bit more length in the spine. Exhale, release. Inhale, come all the way up. Arms sweep out wide. Press the palms together and bring them down through the heart center. Beautiful. All right, we're going to go one more time. Of course, the great thing about watching this at home is if you want to keep going with this move, if you're not ready to move on to the full sun salutation, you can pause it and you can keep practicing the half sun salutation. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, dive forwards. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, dive forwards. And inhale, lift all the way back out. Press the palms together and bring them down through your heart center as you exhale. Release back to your mountain pose. Now you'll notice, we really notice starting that half sun salutation, how the breath is connected to the movement. So in yoga, especially in a yoga flow or vinyasa yoga class, you're gonna move as you breathe, and that your breath always sets the pace of the movement. So in our sun salutation, our half sun salutation, we inhale to lift, exhale to lower, inhale to lift, exhale to lower, inhale to lift, and exhale to lower. So you'll notice that the lift up is the inhale and the lower is the exhale. Now, some people, if you're used to Pilates, the breath is a little different in Pilates or in other forms of fitness. You inhale to prepare and you exhale to exert. So if you prefer that breathing pattern, always do what feels best for your body. So, are we ready to move on? Let's do it. One more thing before we move is that if you're feeling any discomfort in the spine, in our half sun salutation, especially when we roll all the way up to standing, sometimes it's nice just to stay in that halfway lift. Instead of releasing all the way down, you can come all the way up from here, so keeping the spine nice and long. So if you're feeling any discomfort in the low back, try that out as we move forwards through our full sun salutation. All right, we're gonna get into that full sun salutation. It starts off and ends the same way as the half sun salutation. So stand at the top of your mat so you have lots of room behind you. I'm gonna stand here, but then I will jump to the side so you can see it from all different angles. All right, and we start off in that strong mountain pose. It's the base of every single standing pose. Find that core engagement, relax the shoulders away from the ears. Stand proud. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, dive forwards. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Bend your knees so you can plant your hands onto the mat and step your right foot and then your left foot back. Downward facing dog. Hips are nice and high. So this is like your upside down V shape. And your feet are still hip distance or slightly wider apart. Hands are shoulder distance apart. Let's bend those knees. Walking out the dog, give your head a little shake. Inhale, we're gonna ripple forward to that plank position. So you're pressing your shoulders over your ears. Now this is our high plank position. You can always come to a low plank position on your knees if that feels better for you. Big breath in here. And exhale, you're gonna slowly lower down to the mat, hugging the elbows in towards the ribs till your belly comes down. Beautiful. Untuck your toes, keep your hands where they are. Inhale, lift the chest, squeeze the glutes, press your hands into the mat, mini cobra. Exhale, release. Tuck the toes. And inhale, press back, downward facing dog. Lock it out. Inhale, right leg reaches high to the sky. Exhale, step it between your hands and step your left foot forwards. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. And inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, release. Beautiful. Now, there are a million ways to do sun salutations, and they're all going to vary. So that's just kind of like a foundation. You'll almost always see your downward dog in there, a little plank, or a vinyasa flow. So that's that last bit where you're pressing forwards through your plank position and your mini cobra. All right, let's go again, other side. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, dive forwards. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Plant your hands on the mat. Step your left foot, then your right foot back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, ripple the spine forwards into your plank position. Option to keep those knees lifted or drop the knees down. Scoop up the belly button and then slowly lower all the way down to the mat with control, hugging your elbows in towards your ribcage. Inhale, mini cobra. Squeeze those glutes. Exhale, release. Tuck the toes, press the hips up and back, walk it out. Inhale, left leg sweeps up high to the sky. Exhale, step your left foot forwards and then your right foot forwards. Inhale, halfway lift. You can keep lifting straight up from here, or you can exhale, release down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Come all the way to standing. Exhale, release. Mountain pose. Beautiful. So that was both sides of the sun salutation. In yoga, like all kind of fitness and movements, balance is super important, so you're always going to do it on both sides. Give your shoulders a little roll up, give your body a little shake out. We're going to go through our warrior poses next. We'll start with our warrior one pose. So, warrior one pose, we're going to take that right leg, we're going to take a big step back. Not our biggest step ever, but a pretty nice big step so that you can press that back heel down and the front knee is bent. Now, super important here that the knee is in line with the ankle and you can see your left toes. So, both hips are going to point towards the front of your mat. So that right hip, when we step the right foot back, it's going to kind of pull back. Want to press it forwards and pull the left hip back so the hips are nice and low. Now, if this is super wobbly, that back foot can step out a little bit wider. My back toes are pointed out to the right on an angle, and the front toes are pointing forwards. All right, let's scoop up that belly button. Shoulders are over the hips. Beautiful. So our warrior one, bend that front knee, reach those arms up. You can lift the chest a little bit, nice and proud. We lift the gaze. And find your deep breath here. One more time. Release your hands down, step your feet together. Other side. So the left leg is going to step out, step back, and you're going to press down through that back heel. Front knee bends, but make sure you can still see those front toes. If you can't, just wiggle that front foot forwards. So the front foot pointing forwards, the back foot or the left foot is pointing out on an angle. We're going to bend that front knee, scoop the belly button in. Now remember, this back hip, press it forwards, pull the right hip back. Sink a little lower, beautiful. Now energy in that back leg, like the knees trying to pull towards the back of the mat, arms reach up. Don't let the ribs or the chest flare out here. Hold everything in, nice core engagement, and then stand nice and proud. And here, focus on your breath, slow it down. And step your feet together. Beautiful. All right, so that was our warrior one pose. Warrior two pose starts off the same way. We're going to stand in our mountain pose, and the right leg is going to step way back. Now this time, that we're really taking up almost all of our mat, about 3/4 of the mat, and the back foot is in line with the back edge of the mat. Front toes are still pointing to the front. So let's make sure that you can still see those front toes, because we really want to keep our knee safe by keeping it in line with the ankle. And definitely in this warrior two position, sometimes we find that like that knee and the glute and the thigh like feel a little lazy, and the knee turns in towards the big toe. So you want to make sure that you're actively turning on your left glute and pulling the knee towards the pinky side edge of the toe, or of the foot, towards your pinky toe. Beautiful. Scoop the belly button in. Arms are going to reach out shoulder height. But we're not going to tense up the shoulders. We're going to relax them. Yeah, relax a little bit more. I always see shoulders drop when I say that. All right. Back foot is energized. And then you can look over your front fingers if that feels good for your neck. Now, our hips are open here. That's okay. Nice, big, proud warrior breaths. See if you can lengthen your spine a little bit more, as if someone's pulling you by your head up towards the ceiling. Take one more big breath here. And then step the feet together. Other side. So that left foot is taking a giant step back and it's going to pivot so that your pinky side edge of the foot is in line with the small edge of your mat. That right knee is bending a lot, but make sure you can still see your front toes. Knees or shoulders and hips are in one long line and we're zipping up the pants, so pulling everything in. Arms will reach out, shoulder height. Relax the shoulders down. Bend that knee. And remember, we're turning on the glutes to pull the knee towards the pinky side edge of the foot. Beautiful. Option to look over your front fingers. That back leg, see if you can engage it towards the back edge of the mat. So like you're trying to pull your knee towards the back. Lift the chest. Nice and proud. Strong, slow breaths here. One more time. And step your feet together. Give it a little shake out. All right, our last warrior pose is called Warrior 3. So this one's a bit more of a balanced pose. Some people also know it as an airplane pose. So you're going to start with kind of like coming back into that Warrior 1 pose. We're going to take a step back with our right leg. This is just going to be to give us a bit of momentum to get up into the pose. That left leg is going to carry all the weight. So you're really grounding down through the left foot, especially the heel. Scoop the belly button in because that's what's going to give us our balance. Arms come out wide, and then we're going to start to press our weight forwards into the front leg, and slowly start to hover that back leg up off the mat. Now the toes are pointing down, and the heel is lifting up towards the ceiling. Drop your right hip so that it's not turning up. Scoop your belly button up, and then press the crown of the head long. That bottom leg, it's a little soft in the knee, right? We're not locking out through the joints. Keep scooping up the belly button. Big breath. And exhale. Step the feet together, get a little shake out. That's some work for that standing leg, hey? All right, let's try the other side. So starting your mountain pose, take a little step back with that left leg. So the toes are pressing down onto the mat just for a little piece of momentum. Already, we're zipping up the pants, pulling that core in. Arms are going to reach out wide. Front foot is loaded, especially the heel. Both glutes are going to work here. This is really like a full body workout. All right, let's lift. Start to press the weight forwards. Hover that leg any amount. And then send the heel up towards the ceiling, toes point down. Draw the belly button in. Think length. And then see if you can really straighten out that bottom leg, although there's still some softness in the knee. Keep breathing. It's okay if it's wobbly. Drop your left hip. One more breath here. And step your feet together, shake it out. All right, so that was our Warrior 3 or our airplane pose. We got one more standing pose, another balance pose, and then we're gonna come onto our back. All right, so starting your mountain pose. Nice and tall, our strong foundation. Zip up the belly, relax the shoulders. We're gonna work on tree pose. So I like to start with my hands on my hips, but whatever balancing technique works best for you, for your arms, you go for it. So there's 3 spots for our legs to be during tree pose. We're gonna start with that right foot. So we're gonna bend the knee and externally rotate the leg. So again, we're turning on the glute muscles to pull the knee out to the side. This is our kickstand. So my toes are on the mat and my heel's gonna press against my left ankle. And this is a good spot to be if you're feeling a little wobbly today. If the balance isn't there, you can zip up your core and you can stay here. At any time, you can also use a wall or a bar or a chair to help you with that balance. You can stay here. If you feel like going further, maybe slowly slide the sole of your foot up against your calf. This is another good spot to be. And if you find a bit of balance, you can play around with your arms. You can bring them to your prayer hands or reach them long to make some branches. Now, if you want to go further with that leg, you can lift it up onto your inner thigh. You really got to press it into your leg. Yeah. Now, wherever you are is good, but just make sure you're not putting any pressure directly on your knee. That's somewhere we want to keep super duper safe. All right, so keep engaging that core. And then remember, we're being pulled up towards the ceiling, your head, by a string. So find a bit more length. Keep breathing. Good job. One more breath. All right, we're going to turn that right knee towards the center. Slowly lower it down. Give the legs a little shake out. Hands are going to come to the hips. Find that strong mountain pose again. So another good visualization, especially in our tree pose, is imagining that your feet are really rooted down into the mat, right? It's like they're growing roots underneath you and they're not moving. That's how much they're working. They're pressing down into the mat. Zip up the core, stand nice and tall, relax the shoulders, hands to the hips. All right, that left knee is going to bend. We're going to turn out, external rotation up to the hip. And you can start in your little kickstand with the heel pressing against your ankle. This is a great spot to be. Remember, you can always use the wall or a chair for some extra balance. If you want, start to slide the leg up onto your shin, or maybe even lift it up onto your inner thigh. Now, of course, one side might feel different than the other, but we always want to try and balance our side. So if you did it on one side, try to do it on the other side. Really press your foot into your leg. That will help with the stability. I know sometimes it's just even hard to be here because of like slippery pants or leggings. So pressing that foot in is what's going to keep it there. Make sure there's no pressure on the knee. And maybe bring your palms to prayer or up into a branch. Sometimes, if you're having lots of fun in your yoga class, you can see what would happen if you add some wind into your trees. Yeah, it gets way more wobbly. And that's the fun part of yoga. All right, let's just take a few more breaths here. Relax your shoulders. One more. Let's turn that knee to point to center and then really shake it out. Beautiful. All right. We're going to come down onto our mat, so you can get there however you want. I'm going to run through a sun salutation, so you're more than happy to follow me. We're going to inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, dive forwards. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Bend your knees a lot so you can plant your hands onto the mat and start to step your feet back to your downward facing dog. Hips are nice and high. Inhale. Exhale, press the shoulders over top of the wrist, plank position. You can always come down onto your knees. Big inhale. Exhale, slowly lower down to the mat. Inhale, mini cobra. And exhale, release. And this is where we're going to change it. Inhale, stay on your knees, press your hips back to your heels, child's pose. All right, so my toes are together and my knees are nice and wide. That's going to bring the sensation into the hips. But you can also bring the knees closer together, and that's going to bring the sensation into the back. So wherever you're feeling today, that's where you can come for your child's pose. And then I'm just going to let my chest melt over top of my thighs. If your head's kind of floating around here, you can use a yoga block, a pillow, or you can even stack up your hands to just rest your forehead down. And that way you can find a little bit more release in the pose. If you're at a yoga studio that has yoga blocks or bolsters, another good place to put a prop here is between your heels and your hips, just so that you can really release a little bit more into the pose. Let's just take 3 big breaths here. And again, in yoga, we're always focusing on the breath. So in this pose, it's a great opportunity to feel the breath in your back. As you breathe in, really feel your back expanding in all directions. And exhale, release. As you inhale, feel a little bit more length in the spine. And as you exhale, feel your hips releasing a little bit closer to your heels. Let's take one more big breath here. And full exhale. All right, let's slowly roll out vertebrae by vertebrae. Let's roll the shoulders back, just kind of shake everything out. We're going to swing our legs out in front of us and come down onto our backs. Let's lengthen those legs out long. All right, we're gonna draw the right knee into the chest. Nice tight squeeze here. This gives us a little stretch in the left hip, but it also gives a little compression in the belly and massages out our digestive system. All right, I'm gonna keep holding onto my right leg with my left hand. Again, not putting any pressure on the knee. And I'm just gonna let my right arm rest out to the side. It gets to just hang out. And then start to slowly cross the right leg over towards the left. The foot can come to stack on your bottom leg if that feels good. Now both my shoulders are staying anchored onto the mat and my gaze is still up towards the ceiling. This is our spinal twist. So the right hip is lifting, but both shoulders are anchored down. If it feels okay for your neck, maybe turn your gaze to the right so it's looking the opposite direction of the knee, and that's gonna really finish off that twist. Again, find some deep breaths here. And let's take one more full inhale. And exhale it out fully. We're going to bring the gaze back to center first, unwind, and then exhale, hug that knee back into the chest. Give it a little squeeze before you lengthen it out back long. Other side. So we're hugging the left knee into the chest. Take that time to give yourself that little massage for all your inner organs. And then we're going to hold on to the left leg with the right hand. The left hand gets to hang out. You can reach it out long, or you can bend it into a cactus arm. And slowly start to cross the left leg over the body. And the foot can come to rest on your bottom leg. Your hip's going to lift up nice and high. But you're going to keep your shoulders anchored down. So that might mean you're not twisting very far, and that's okay. Now gaze can either be up towards the ceiling, or if it's comfortable, you can turn the gaze to the left. If it feels okay, close your eyes here. And just enjoy the spinal twist. These are kind of our more relaxing poses. Sometimes they'll be held a little bit longer in your yoga class, just to calm down the nervous system. Take some deep breaths. One more big inhale. And full exhale. Gaze is the first thing to come back to the ceiling. And then hug the knee into the chest one more time. Get a little squeeze. And lengthen both legs out long. We're going to take a big stretch, reaching the arms up overhead. Let everything puff out. And then as you exhale, hug both knees into the chest. And you can kind of rock side to side here, giving your spine a little massage. Sometimes even up and down, or little figure eights. We're going to come into our happy baby pose next. So there's a couple different versions of this pose. We're going to take the knees out wide. So imagine the knees are coming towards your armpits. Hold it on to the back of your thigh. So this is a good place to start, especially if you're very tight in your hips. The next step would be to flex the feet and see if you can bring the soles of the feet to point up towards the ceiling. So we're bringing those knees a little bit closer to the armpits. Now, if this feels good, see if you can relax your shoulders and your tailbone a little bit closer to the mat. If you're still feeling good, you can maybe reach up to hold onto your ankles, pulling the knees even closer towards your armpits. You can stay here, or using your peace fingers, maybe wrap them around your big toe and pull down a little bit more. Wherever you are is great, and work on relaxing your shoulders and your tailbone down towards the mat. we're feeling a deep stretch in the hamstrings and in the hips. It can be a little intense. It definitely is for me. So let's just take a few big breaths here. Now, whenever we're kind of holding on to our legs or trying to pull ourselves closer, we're doing that very gently, and we're kind of just suggesting that the knees come down towards the armpits and letting gravity take over. We're not yanking on anything. Let's take 3 more big breaths here. Last one. And gently release your grip. Hug the knees into your chest. Rock and roll, give yourself a little massage. And let's stretch the arms and legs out long. Letting everything release. And then bend your feet back onto your mat and bring your hands onto your belly. We're going to end with a little pranayama, that's breathing, before we come into our final shavasana, which is the final resting pose in all of yoga. So you can close your eyes if that's comfortable. Just find any kind of comfortable position. I prefer to have my knees bent and my feet on the mat, but if you like to have your feet and legs outstretched, that's a-okay. All right, I'm going to start to take those big belly breaths we were talking about earlier. As you inhale, fill your belly up like a balloon. Feel it pressing into your hands. We're letting this super calming breath just kind of take over our body. Slow everything down so that we can unwind and we can relax. One more big belly breath. You can move your hands up onto either side of your rib cage. As you breathe in, you're going to feel your rib cage expanding out to the side. And as you breathe out, you kind of feel your fingertips coming closer together. One more big breath here. And you're going to stack your hands on your chest, just underneath your collarbone, one on top of the other. Relax your shoulders down. As you inhale, feel your chest gently rise. And as you exhale, feel the gentle fall. One more breath here. Just notice how it feels in your body. This last breath we're doing in the chest, this is our shallowest breath, but it's often one we come to in high stress and anxiety when we go into that fight or flight mode. So it's good to remember that we can control our breath and always come back to those big belly breaths when we need. Now we're going to leave one hand on the chest, bring one hand back down to the belly, and we're going to combine all 3 of those breaths. So inhale, fill up your belly, your ribs, your chest. Exhale, belly, ribs, chest. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, belly, ribs, chest. One more time. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, belly, ribs, chest. Release your hands and just let your breath return to its natural rhythm without controlling it. Take a few big breaths here. And when you're ready, find your way to a comfortable position for a few moments of final shavasana. So that might mean extending those legs out. It might mean having the knees bent. Close your eyes. Find that deep breath and just take this time to let the practice, to let those moves, those poses we've done, wash over the body and to let everything kind of sink in. And just take your time here. I will be here to guide you out of our Shavasana when it is time. But let yourself be present in your body as you feel it. Simply relax on your mat. Slowly start to deepen your breath. Bring some movement into your body, wiggling your fingers and your toes. Roll out your wrists and your ankles. And then reach your arms up overhead. Take a big stretch. As you exhale, hug your knees into your chest. Nice tight squeeze. Just rocking and rolling side to side. Giving yourself a final little back massage. And when you're ready, you're going to rock yourself all the way around to one side. Take a moment here, feeling completely supported by the floor and by your mat. And when you're ready, gently press yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Sitting up nice and tall, roll the shoulders back. Take your big breath in through the nose. And let it go out through the mouth. We'll bring our palms together. Namaste. So yoga always ends in a few moments of relaxation or meditation. That's the Shavasana. And for some people, that is actually the hardest part of the whole yoga class. So if that's hard for you to be still and to be there, don't worry about that. You're not alone. And to conclude, we always say Namaste. And what that means, it's Sanskrit. And it means that the light in me sees and honors the light in you. So thank you so much. And I appreciate you all for watching, for taking the time to do this for yourself and to learn a little bit more about yoga. If you like this video and want to see more, comment below and let me know. Thank you so much.